Hello mga cognizants, welcome back to my channel. And now we will discuss about the introduction to criminal procedure. So as we go along with this discussion, atong mahibawaan ang different step-by-step process or procedure in handling criminal cases. So mo ni atong i-apply ang criminal procedure. Because when you talk of criminal procedure, naani siya gitawag na itong relevancy on the criminal law. Why? Because when you talk of criminal law, it is the substantive law. The criminal law provides the definition of the crime and of course the penalty thereof. While when you talk of criminal procedure, it is the process or it is the procedure in order to prove the crime charge beyond reasonable doubt. So that is why there is a connection between criminal law and criminal procedure. So let us have a synopsis on criminal procedure on how we will discuss or how we will, as we go along with the discussion based on the introduction to criminal procedure until the last topic. Until the last topic. Because criminal procedure starts with Rule 110 to Rule 127 of the Rules of Court. Now, so going back to contact with the law. So may mga contact with the law, meaning to say, naa na siya balaod nga nagprohibit sa usa ka act. Ha? Kay pag inon pa nato, as provided under the criminal law, nga niya nata nga nulong krimen nula po na sinili, there is no law when there is no crime punishing such act. Now, and we have also the so-called mala insi and mala prohibita, where when we talk of mala insi, it is a crime which are inherently wrong from nature, whereas when we talk of mala prohibita, it is a crime that is prohibited because there is a law that punishing such act. So with that, the so-called contact with the law, when a person committed a crime, of course, matawag na to nga na-apprehension. Or else, kung walay apprehension or arrest to the offender, ang mahitabuan na is, there is a complaint. There is a complaint, filed with the complainant. Now, since there is a complaint, nga ni complaint man siya because there was a violation committed by that person. Since there was a violation committed by that person, ni complaint ang usa ka tawo. Now, sa pag-complaint sa usa ka tawo, unsay mahitabo? So, we should determine first. Nanata sa procedure ha. This is a synopsis on criminal procedure. Now, nanata sa procedure. Na ini complaint. So, ato sang i-differentiate. Sa ganyan complaint and information. When you talk of complaint, it is it is a writing against the person subscribed by the offended party, peace officer or public officer. Whereas when you talk of information, it is an accusation in writing. Accusation in writing subscribed by the prosecutor. So manay kalainan sa duha. Now there is a complaint. Balik ta sa complaint. Karon, nay na complaint, unsay mahitabuan na? Kay file man na nimo. So iato sang i-determine. So unsay iyang penalty? Tanaw na to ang penalty. Kung mingong nga itag penalty atong tanawon, so importante siya. Nga naman, because there is a relevancy when to apply the so-called preliminary investigation. Kay mayingon ta og 4 years, 2 months and 1 day, it is mandatory or shall we say kinahanglan nga mokandak kag preliminary investigation on those crimes nga gifiled nga gitawag nato gifile ngadto sa authorized person kung ang penalty is 4 years, 2 months and 1 day. Kung wala na siya nakaabot sa 4 years, 2 months and 1 day, therefore imo na siyang i-file directly to the municipal trial court, municipal circuit trial court or metropolitan trial court or to the office of the prosecutor. So mo na siya ang may tabuha kung pananglitan less than 4 years, 2 months and 1 day. Kung 4 years, 2 months and 1 day, kinahanglan mo undergo preliminary investigation. Ano sa ganyan preliminary investigation? Ang preliminary investigation is inquiry. Inquiry to engender a well-founded belief that the crime has been committed and the person committed is probably guilty thereof or should be held for trial. Therefore, nanatag itawag nga probable cause. During this time, ang mukandak o preliminary investigation is the so-called the prosecutor. Si prosecutor ang mukandak. O sa iyang tanaw na ay probable cause. Probable cause to issue a resolution para ihang isubmit nga to the judge. Ang iyang gihimo dia is the so-called preliminary investigation as an executive function. So in case nga mukandak ka o mo-file ka og motion or motion for reconsideration, di ka mo-file nga to sa judge. Why? Because wala pa na trial nga nahitabo. There is only a determination of a probable cause whether there is a sufficient ground to engender a well-founded belief that the crime has been committed and the person should be held for trial. Mo na purpose diha nga nagkandak og preliminary investigation. So ayaw pag-file og appeal but motion for reconsideration to the judge but to the Secretary of Justice because that is an executive function. Now, kung panalitan, there was already a resolution issued by the prosecutor who is conducting a preliminary investigation on the crime filed by the complainant, iyan ang isubmit nga to sa judge. Unsa ang himuon ni judge, during this time si judge mo conduct siya og preliminary examination. Remember preliminary examination. What is the purpose of conducting a preliminary examination? The purpose of the judge is to issue a warrant of arrest when that person or when there is a probable cause to believe that such person has committed a crime. Ngu-issue na siya og warrant of arrest. Muna gitawag na ito nga preliminary investigation. Now, what if sir, the crime or the offender was arrested without a warrant? So, kana sa ginamahitabo nga ma-arrest ako sa katao without a warrant, it is provided under Rule 110 of Section 5 of the Rules of Court. Unsay niingon? Hot pursuit, I mean, natay gitawag og inflagrante delicto when a person is actually committed, is about to commit a crime. When an offense has just been committed and the person has reasonable or has probable cause to believe that the person to be arrested has committed a crime when the offender is escaping from justice or a fugitive from justice, muna siyang tulo. Kung minupo na to, muna gitawag na to inflagrante delicti, hot pursuit operation, and fugitive from justice. Muna gitawag na to nga pwede ka ana maka-arrest a person without a warrant. Because when you arrest a person without a warrant and mingon ka nga imo lang siyang gidakop without legal grounds, it is a violation under Article 3, Section 2 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Klaro kayo og tataw nga that the right of the person to be secured or the right of the people to be secured in their person, houses, and papers and effects against unreasonable search and seizure of whatever nature shall be inviolable. No search warrant or warrant of arrest shall be issued except upon a probable cause to be determined personally by the judge himself, under oath or of the complainant or the witnesses under oath, or a permission of describing the place to be searched and the thing to be seized. Muna giingon diha sa Article 3 Section 2. Meaning to say, akong gipasabot ana, dili pwede nga mo arrest ka og usa ka tawo nga walay warrant of arrest. But under Rule 113 Section 5, that is the exception to the rule. So, klaro ta diha, karon gi-arrest ka nga walay warrant of arrest, invalid ang imuhang pagka-arrest. Unsay may tabo, magkandak ang preliminary investigation? The answer is no. Why? Based on my example or based on my discussion, niingon ko maghatag lang ka diha og magkandak lang ang preliminary investigation kung ni-file og complaint and then wala nimo na-arrest ang usa ka tawo, wala ang custody. Wala pa sa lawful custody, wala pa na-arrest. Mauna nga mag-purpose of preliminary investigation is submit the judge for preliminary examination for the issuance of warrant of arrest. Now, kinahitabo nga na-arrest man siya without a warrant, ang mahitabo na is inquest proceeding. What is an inquest proceeding? An inquest proceeding is an informal na siya nga proceeding to determine whether that person arrested has a legal ground. Naabay legal ground ang pagkadakop anang tawhana. Mao na magkandak og inquest proceeding. Now, at pang isunod ang process. Now, karon kinahuma naman. Karon, unsa mahitabo? Si for example, na-arrest, na-warrant of arrest or else warrantless arrest, nadakop, dito, gidetain. Unsa mahitabo? So, alita sa bail. Rule 114. Unsa mahitabo sa bail? So, sa Rule 114, natay gitawag og piyansa man na siya. It is a temporary release given to a person or a bondsman for his temporary release. And has a security of appearing before the court. Mao na siya importante. So, unsa man, natay gitawag og property bond, corporate cash bond, corporate surety, and recognizance. So muna siya ang upat ka kinds, and we have also two kinds of kining gitawag nato nga as a matter of right and as a matter of discretionary. Kung mingon tag as a matter of right, kanang before and after conviction of the MTC and before conviction of the RTC of an offense not punishable by reclusion perpetua, life imprisonment. Muna siya ang as a matter of right. Pasabot ana niya kana siya nga gitawag nato nga piyansa is ihatag gina siya nimo. Imuha ng right, right na siya. It is a matter of right nga mag-grant nimo. Otherwise, it is a violation under the Bill of Rights of the 1997 Philippine Constitution. Mingon tag as a matter of discretionary, mao na siya ang before conviction of the RTC of an offense punishable of reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment when the evidence of guilt is not strong. Puniha, when the evidence of guilt is not strong. Muna siya, discretionary na siya ni judge whether or not i-grant ang imuhang bail. Nga i-post nimo nga bail. O dili niya i-grant, therefore, dili ka makapiyansa. Now, Second, after conviction of the RTC of the offense not punishable by reclusion perpetual, life imprisonment, or kanang reclusion perpetual or life imprisonment. Muna siya after conviction, discretionary. Ganiya, before conviction, evidence, mingon tag, not punishable by reclusion perpetual or life imprisonment, matter of right siya. Kung mingon tag after conviction, discretionary siya. Now, here is one case nga gidecidan in the case of Inrele where the penalty imposed is reclusion perpetua. But nahitabo nga nakapiyansa siya. Gi-consider niya kuno as a matter of right daw to. Why? Because of humanitarian consideration and he is not a flight risk on two grounds ha. On two grounds nga nahimo siya as a matter of right even though nga reclusion perpetua ang penalty. It's because of these two grounds nga gidecidan nga niingon sila nga because of humanitarian consideration kay hospitalized man siya because also of his old age nga nahitabo nga na matter of right siya, and of course he is not a flight risk kanang mo larga pa siya sa gawas ba kay ang purpose man gud sa piyansa, ang purpose sa bail is for you to appear before the court. So muna kay naka-bail naman ka unsa may tabo ani, so arita sa arraignment, unsa may tabo sa arraignment, plead guilty or not guilty ka. So kung mo plead guilty ka or mo plead not guilty ka, then depende sa continuation sa kaso. Now, after na, sa arraignment, unsa may tabo? We have the pre-trial. Unsa may tabo sa pre-trial? Stipulation of facts. And of course, na diyang kitawag itong plea bargaining. And after na mag-sign na diya ang parties and of course the counsel. So, after sa pre-trial, unsa may tabo? We have the trial. The trial proper, diya na may tabo na ay presentation of evidence, direct examination, examination of the witnesses. So, diya na siya mahitabo tanan sa trial. After the trial, what will happen? Natay gitawag nga ay sa trial na patay gitawag katong mga demurrer on evidence whether there is an insufficiency of evidence nga pwedeng i-file ni defendant. Now, after the trial, we have the judgment. So, kahuman sa judgment, unsa may tabo sa judgment must be clear must be based on the facts and the law on which it is based. Mao na ginahanglan to sa judgment. Dayon ikahuman sa judgment, so natay mga gitawag na to nga post-judgment remedies. So, with that synopsis of the introduction to criminal procedure atong mahibaw-an as we go along atong tagsaon from Rule 110 to Rule 127 of the Rules of Court. Now, criminal procedure. Criminal procedure is the method prescribed by law for the apprehension and prosecution of persons accused of any criminal offense and for their punishment in case of conviction. Supreme Court, as the creator of the rules on criminal procedure, consists, as what I have mentioned, Rule 110 to Rules 1 to 7. Gitawag na ito nga Supreme Court as the creator of rules on criminal procedure because kung ato na siya may induman on drug cases nga gibutang sa Republic Act 9165 niya na siya nga plea bargaining is not allowed. But on the Estipona case, giusab siya sa Supreme Court. Niya na siya nga plea bargaining is allowed on drug cases provided on those katong gipang range lang nga mga gramo nga allowed siya nga mapwede maka-plea bargain to a lower offense. But bisan pa og gibutang pa na didto sa Republic Act 9165 nga plea bargaining kuno is not allowed on drug cases, giusab siya sa Supreme Court. Is it allowed? Yes, that is not an encroachment of the power of the legislative by the power of the Supreme Court because such procedure is vested on the Supreme Court. Nagkasabot ha? Now, sources of criminal procedure. We have the Rules of Court, Rule 110 to Rule 127, Batas Pambansa Bilang 129, Presidential Decrees, Executive Orders, Supreme Court Decisions, and Resolutions. Criminal law distinguished from criminal procedure. So, criminal law, as what I have mentioned, is substantive, while criminal procedure is remedial or procedural. Now, we have the three systems of criminal procedure. We have the inquisitorial system. The inquisitorial system is not the system that being used here in the Philippines. Why? Because based on the definition inquisitorial system, the prosecution of crimes is wholly in the hands of the court. The procedure is characterized by secrecy. The presence of the accused before the court is not required. Meaning to say, naa nakadepende karon sa court. Si judge ang mangita og ebidensya. Mayong tag inquisitorial against sa offender. So, wala tani apply ani nga system of criminal procedure. Ang atong gi-apply here in the Philippine territory is the so-called acquisitorial system. It requires all crimes to be prosecuted by the public prosecutor. Trial is publicly conducted, meaning kinahanglan makahibaw. Makahibaw nga there is a trial, imo siyang i-inform, there is an due process, there is a notice and hearing nga ipahibaw para makatubag siya siyang kaugalingon nga maka-defend, opportunity to be heard mo na gingon, opportunity to be heard. Third, accused has the right to be present at any stage of the proceedings. So kinahanglan nga naa si akusado at any stage of the proceedings. Sir, what if sir nahitabo nga wala na nakaabot siya but during the trial, pwede ba makaproceed? Yes, pwede ta makaproceed og trial in absentia. How about sir nahitabo nga wala didto si accused during arraignment? Is that allowed nga mag-arraignment in absentia? The answer is no. Why? Because arraignment is gitawag nato nga mandatory rights na siya ni akusado. Nga naman, during arraignment, di siya makahibaw sa nature and cause of the accusation against him. Kinahanglan makahibaw siya. Nga naman, kaya kung di siya makahibaw, how he will defend himself if he doesn't know what are those crimes that have been filed against him. So, mao na siya nga kinahanglan nga naa siya arraignment. Dili pwede arraignment in absentia, pero pwede ta mag-trial in absentia. Now, accused is presumed innocent. So, klaro kayo, presumed innocent until the contrary or until proven guilt. Mao na siya. It is a constitutional rights of a person. That is why ang Philippines is ni-apply siya acquisitorial system of criminal procedure. Mixed system. So, mixtures of the two features with the inquisitorial and acquisitorial. So, statutory construction. The rules of court shall be liberally construed in order to promote their objective. So, securing a just, speedy, and expensive disposition of every action and proceeding. Tima niya, just, speedy, and inexpensive disposition. Sir, what if, sir, naagitawag na to nga violation of speedy trial? Pwede ba siyang mahimong ground for dismissal of the case? The answer is yes. Why? Because that is the violation of your right nga wala gihatag ang gitawag nato nga speedy trial. Ha? Lain ang gitawag nato nga kuan ha kanang for quasi judicial and judicial. Kinahanglan atong i-apply is focus sa criminal procedure. Kay naman ta sa criminal procedure karon ay lang samuan ang mga other instances nga makapalibog ninyo. So, now we have jurisdiction versus venue. It is very important na makahibaw ta about jurisdiction versus venue because venue in a civil case is different from venue in a criminal case. Jurisdiction is the power given by the law to a court or tribunal to hear and determine controversies. Meaning, when you talk of jurisdiction, it is conferred by law. It cannot be subjected to stipulation with the parties. It is already conferred by law. Balik ko na ko, yung jurisdiction, it is conferred by law. Natay separate discussion on the different doctrines applying the classification of jurisdiction. Now, jurisdiction sa tatima na to, conferred by law. It is not subject to any stipulation by the parties. Jurisdiction of the court is determined by the law in force at the time of the institution of the action. Meaning to say, inig-file mo sa kaso, i-determine na daan kung unsa ang jurisdiction ng imong filean. Nga naman, as we go along sa ganong discussion, natay gitawag nato nga MTC, RTC, Court of Appeals, Supreme Court sa Digan Bayan, Ombudsman, unsa na mga kaso diha nga pwede nimong i-file nga na-acquire siya og original jurisdiction. Okay, venue. Define the particular geographical area which the court jurisdiction hear and determine a case. Meaning, ang lugar na siya, place of commission of the crime. Mo na ang gitawag na to nga venue. It is simply the place of the trial. Say for example, mingon ta sa usa ka lugar, say for example mingon ta Danau City. Danau City has RTC, Regional Trial Court, nasa siya regional Municipal Trial Court. What if the crime was committed diya sa Cebu City? Pwede ba kang mo file o case nga sa Danau City? The answer is no. Nga naman, the crime committed was in Cebu City. Therefore, ang imuhang venue is Cebu City RTC. Cebu City RTC. Di ka pwede mo file og RTC Danau City. Why? Because the crime or the venue, the venue is the place of the trial. Venue of the crime was committed. Cebu City man, so adto ka mag-file dito. Ayaw sa Danau City. Kay wala siya jurisdiction over the territory. Nga naman, because in criminal case, venue is jurisdictional. Timani na. Note, in a civil case, venue can be waived by the subject of the agreement, but in criminal case, venue cannot be waived or stipulated upon because it is an element of jurisdiction. So, the Supreme Court shall have the power to order change of venue or place the trial to avail miscarriage of justice. So, kung ano na exceptional circumstances nga pwedeng mahitabo nga there is, gitawag na ito nga miscarriage of justice. So, with that, I hope you understand about introduction to criminal procedure. On the next discussion, I will discuss about the 3 essential requisites of jurisdiction. Then, before tamo start sa 110, mag-discuss pa ko on the jurisdiction, sa classification of jurisdiction, and of course, sa katong mga acts or offenses nga punishable within the MTC, within the RTC, Sandigan Bayan, and Ombudsman, and so on and so forth. So, I hope you understand. Thank you, and God bless us all.